It's my absolute pleasure today to have a little bit of a different format. I'll ask you all to get into a comfortable position and then just have your eyes closed. For someone who's just experienced sound healing for the very, very first time, and they might be kind of a little groggy and just waking up and going, what was that?
Okay.
What was that?
Firstly, deep cellular healing. That is one of the main things. But also, you've kind of accessed the vagus nerve. Their body might have gone into a deep state of relaxation as well, which isn't often something we're able to go to very easily. To come out of the thinking mind and into the body is really hard. If you pick up a practice and you have this regular mind state shift via vibrations of these healing hertz, then that has a profound effect on your nervous system.
If this show is resonating with you, don't just feel it, support it. Follow the show, subscribe on YouTube, turn on the bell, drop a comment, or leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're tuning in. It takes just a few seconds, but it helps this message reach the people who need it. We feel your support and we're grateful for it. Now let's get back to the show.
Welcome to this very special episode of the Enlightened DXB podcast. It's my absolute pleasure today to have a little bit of a different format. I've got Jenny Dunsford with me here, who is a Wim Hof breathwork coach, but she's also a sound healer. And so we're going to go into a 30-minute sound healing session. I'll ask you all to get into a comfortable position. Ideally not laying down, but you can if you want. Ideally, you're sitting back with your back supported against something, maybe in a chair, and then just have your eyes closed. And we'll breathe deeply and get started. Wow. Jenny, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with us.
Thank you for inviting me, but thank you for making me feel relaxed enough to not make to make it sound nice.
Oh,
you know,
it sounded so beautiful.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
For someone who's just experienced sound healing for the very, very first time, and they might be kind of a little groggy and just waking up and going, what was that?
Okay.
What was that?
Yeah.
What are they experiencing?
So firstly, deep cellular healing. That is one of the main things. But also, you've kind of accessed the vagus nerve, and you are probably most likely, or they are feeling a little bit zingy, tingly, a little bit lightheaded. Their body might have gone into a deep state of relaxation as well, which isn't often something we're able to go to very easily. To come out of the thinking mind and into the body is really hard, as you might know, as I know, definitely. And the vibrations, honestly, have helped me quieten down the mind. So when I'm trying to meditate, which I really struggle at, by the way, I love to have the balls on blast, like on my, just from pre-recordings, because it helps me just go in and just calm down. So because this is also my practice, I really resonate when people are just coming around, like especially first timers. First timers are like, what on earth just happened? Sometimes people have like out of body experiences. Some people really don't like it. Some people are really triggered.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like because there's emotions coming up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good point. What happens in the emotional psyche, I suppose? Yeah, it's really releasing. It's really releasing, and it can bring things up. And again, depending on how the studio, or depending on how I've advertised the class, might not be enough of a warning to non-sound healing, or even like that, you know, everyone's on a journey. For people who are just starting out, I remember my first sound bath, which was 3.5 years ago. And I literally didn't know what had happened.
I can't believe that you went to your first sound bath 3.5 years ago, and now you're doing them.
Yeah.
You're a fast learner, girl.
So, yeah, I mean, I think I've got the added I suppose, experience. So I've always been in a band. I was mentioning it earlier. I've not always been in a band, but I've always been a singer. And I've always used my vocals to, like, you know, as my instrument. And when I did my sound healing, I was like, why on earth am I not singing? It felt so natural.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's a confidence thing too, because you're like, no one else is doing this. I might sound like an absolute freak. Like, what on earth? This could be a total disaster. It could be the most magical thing ever, because I have been to many sound healings over the last 10 years, and yours is the first in person that I've been to where you're singing. Okay. I always on YouTube find different sound healers that sing, and I just think they're plugged into source. This is a whole nother level, and it just elevates everything. And I want to come back to this point about sound healing helping you go from your mind into your body. My understanding is, I guess one of my favorite things about sound healing is that, you know, you mentioned that maybe it should come with a warning, but I actually see it the opposite way, in a sense that anyone who's never done it before can do it, because it requires nothing from you. It literally requires you to sit down or lay down and then surrender and enjoy the music and the vibrational frequencies and see what happens and where it takes you. And so for me, it feels like the most instantaneous, magical experience you can offer someone, where they don't have to be worried about some sort of, you know, barrier to entry. I know someone who cannot lie in Shavasana. It's one of the reasons why she doesn't practice yoga. She can't keep still. She can't lie down. She can't let go. For those people, and there's a lot of people who struggle to lie still, this is perfect. So there's a lot of people who really, really struggle, genuinely.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm like you. I'm like, take me now. But then loads of other people are like, what? Lie still? What? With myself? And you're like, yeah.
But they're allowed to twitch. They're allowed to move. I mean, you could also listen to this while you're kind of like rocking to yourself if you had to, right?
Yeah. And that's something I actually say in the class. So I teach throughout the week in the country, and in my classes I often say, if you are one of these people that you might be new or you're fidgeting or you're not comfy, sit up and watch. Just try and keep a quiet mind, but just feel, and like you don't have to necessarily be in Shavasana, because there's a lot of men that come to my class, and there's a lot of men who, I mean, I don't know if it's a hamstring thing, but they just can't lie. So I find lots of men in my class on their sides. I'm like, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Some people get up and like literally move around and like feel. Some people get up and leave, literally. And
really?
Yes. And honestly.
And do you talk to them after?
Totally,
like what's going on?
Of course.
And what is it?
It's too triggering for some people.
Wow.
Especially the low notes. And also, I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but depending on what's going on in the solar system can have a massive effect. And that is insane. And by the way, I feel it too, right? So obviously I'm leading a class normally. I'm fully in. Like, I don't open my eyes. I'm in as much as the person next to me, which is, and by the way, if you ever come to one of my classes and you're like, Jen was a little bit off, I bet you $1 million I wasn't in the moment. I'll have been thinking about something stressful at work or whatever it is. Happens very rarely, I have to be honest, and I'm really happy that I have the mindset where I can just let go, because I'm very lucky in that. But there have been, like, let's say in 2 years, maybe like 4 classes I can count on my hand where I've gone, I was really upset that day and it came out, you know? And some people love it, but some people are like, goodness me, like that was a lot.
And do you think when it comes out, whatever that energy that you're playing with actually also then
hits them?
It hits them in the same frequency.
Totally.
Interesting. Well, that could be therapeutic in its own way as well.
And this is the thing when I say at the class, I always say, every class is different. Every class is different. Inshallah, all to most sound amazing, but I'm human, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I also want to go into a little bit of the science of this, or how you understand these frequencies to be healing. I had read somewhere that it actually helps you change brain states. Is that true?
Exactly. It puts you into your theta mindset, which is basically a mindset that you can go into when you meditate. Or if you're if you go into a...
like dreaming state.
Yes, exactly. And that can be a state of mind which is beneficial, especially if you're around these healing vibrations. It can help you like change your mind state in a positive way. It's one of the things that I hear a lot of, basically forming these neurological pathways that help you with your dedication and your general positive habits that you're trying to maintain. That can also be from the power of the singing bowls, which to an untrained ear sounds insane. But if you become, my point is, if you pick up a practice and you have this regular mind state shift via vibrations of these healing hertz, then that has a profound effect on your nervous system. But if you keep it up, like maybe once a month or maybe once a week or 2 weeks, if you keep that practice up, it definitely has a prolonged effect on your brain stem, your ability to connect with your own source, to connect with your own parasympathetic nervous system. It's as simple as that. Being able to go into the calm, the rest and digest, but being able to figure out, like, how did I get there? Okay, it was through the vibrations. What was the sensation? What did I notice? Okay, am I getting there now? Like, let's say I'm trying to go to sleep at night. Okay, how do I get there? Okay, maybe you have an application on your phone, perhaps, where you go put those hertz on. That can really help people go into that deep state of relaxation. You know?
Yeah, many years ago, probably before you did yours, I did a sound bowl healing course.
Nice.
And I recall it was also one of those ones where you could massage, right?
Oh yeah, I've got those as well. They're
the
amazing.
Vibrational bowls where it literally you
Places on the body.
Yeah, you can place it on different parts of your body and you can feel the different vibration of each sound. And what was amazing to me was every time we did that for like a whole day, I would be so thirsty. I would drink so much water. And they had said something like, it's because you're at the cellular level, you're actually, I don't know if it's actually autophagy, but there's a lot of cellular repair happening as the molecules are all vibrating and basically coming into cadence, coming into resonance. Can you kind of speak into a little bit of that?
Yeah.
Like what's going on there?
Yeah. So sacred geometry occurs in your fluid / water / blood in the body. So if you, the balls, even these ones, if you were to put water in and knock the side, it would create geometric patterns, very much like this.
Oh, wow.
And those patterns are created in, like I say, in the liquid in your body. And the liquid in your body has the cells in it as well. So these cells that are moving around and these frequencies are like, woohoo!
Right, because we're like patterns? 90% water and we're just like having a party inside.
Exactly. What are these healing patterns? And I mean, honestly, the science behind it, I really, really should do more research into it. But I know it's sacred geometry and that has an effect on the cells and the cellular level of the body.
It's amazing.
But also those balls that you place on the body, I've got them. Next time you're in my class, please let me know and I'll place them on you.
During I would love that.
Yeah, because
after I did that course, I realized I enjoy giving them.
Yes.
Like if my partner is really struggling to sleep or someone's, just needs to turn off, I'm like, I'll give you a little sound healing at home. And I can do it for myself, but it's not quite the same.
Have you got one of the balls?
I've got all of them.
So just put the biggest one on your chest,
Yeah.
lie in bed. This is what me and my husband do. We get all the balls, line them in the middle of the bed. He's on his side, I'm on my side. And you lie there and you just get one of the gongs and you just put it in a distance where you know that you're not going to touch the metal with the wood of the stick. So it's not going to be like triggering, it's jarring.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got and just dong it. Or if it's on your chest, just dong it and close your eyes. And it stays like, wow, for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So you bang, put it down.
I do that to myself, and there's different positions. Like one of them, I can't. Which one is it? It's C, I think. The largest one is supposed to be for the root chakra, and so I put it between my legs, and I'll do that to ground, and then I like the higher ones. To be honest, But so I'll do it for myself, but it's not quite the same.
It's not the same, but it still scratches an itch of like, okay, I need to come into the body now and I need to vibrate. Yeah. And the thing is, like, we have the whole set down the middle. I also have tuning forks, which have a very similar thing, but you put them on the meridian lines instead. So I put one on my crown chakra, put one on my third eye, and basically just like any bone point on my toes, at the ends of my fingers, and it has a very similar effect to the Tibetan balls like you mentioned.
Interesting. Yeah, I went to a Chinese medicine doctor a few years ago in Portugal, and he used the tuning fork to see where my where I was sort of blocked and where I had energy moving naturally. Yeah. And you realize that actually Western doctors used to use that too, like to check proper alignment of your legs and things like that. So there's definitely science there. I just feel like it hasn't been really fully pulled out.
It's forgotten.
Fascinated by it.
It's been shut down and forgotten, along with a lot of ancient Chinese medicines. Look at yin yoga. Look at how powerful yin yoga is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Although, again, one of those ones that is really hard for people who can't sit still.
So it's my hard. I teach it. And it's so hard to be a student in it. But sometimes what I do is I do it with the balls, because I'm like, if you're like me and can't switch this off, focus on the vibrations. So for people that are like me in the class, are like they feel like they can get through it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I need to come to one of your yin
It depends
classes.
on who's in the room though, because my husband, he's like, I need silence. Be quiet.
Of course. That's like the spiritual warrior of one kind. I have both sides to me.
Depending on the mood.
Depending on the mood. Yeah. Tell me about your journey finding this. You mentioned 3.5 years ago you actually went into your first class. Was it like a flash in the pan moment for you?
It was life-changing, to be totally honest. I went to a retreat and one of the facilitators, Liv, she's basically the girl that kind of set me on this route, I guess. She's a Wim Hof coach and she's a vibrational healer. And we also, just before COVID, worked in a very similar industry, almost competing. And I knew her from like a previous life. Anyway, I got to the retreat. She was one of the facilitators. I was like, what is going on? She was like, yeah, you come into my classes. Da, da, da.
Multi-dimensional beings as you are.
I was just like, holy. Anyway, I went into her. She was like, have you ever done any sound healing before? I was like, no. What? And she's like, okay, come close, come to the front. So yeah, I went through it. Also combined it with the Wim Hof breathing, which was another level of just my goodness. But yeah, after that, I was like, wow, oh my word. And then literally 2 or 3 weeks later, I was doing my level 1 sound healing, which is the placement of the bowls, holding a space for one person. And then a few months later, I did my level 2, which was holding space. But yeah, the thing is though, I didn't really, it's not that I didn't know what I was doing. It was more like these are like my instruments. Mm-hmm. So you find there's some amazing sound healers and there's some sound healers that are just going through the motions. It still sounds fantastic. But for me, I think one of the reasons why I get such beautiful feedback is because I am actually using it as an instrument. Okay, I know 100%. What the C does, I know what the G does, and I know when to play what, and I can hear, But I think if I didn't have my vocal skills, I would be a lovely sound healer. But I think the singing just adds an edge where it's a little bit like, what?
No, and you're using your voice as an instrument as well,
and
right?
It's also super activating for me. Do you know how sick I was? So I wasn't sick, that's an exaggeration. I had a Reiki session just after I lost my father 4 years ago. One of my friends gifted it to me. And she did this session, and it was my first time. She said, you're really blocked up here. And I was like, it's my first Reiki. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, whatever. She was like, you need to release your throat somehow, otherwise you are going to get really, really sick. And I was like, okay. She was like, it's your creativity. You need to be creative. I can feel that you're blocked and you need to be creative and you're going to give yourself some damage. And I was like, okay. So I started trying to be creative again. And then I found this and started releasing my voice. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to go back and see whether she'd noticed anything, because I felt so much lighter and so much like I was speaking my truth and able to have confidence to be like, you know what? Actually, I can do this. And I don't need to rely on a whole band to set me up for success. I can actually do it myself.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. And it's really it's beautiful to watch you as well.
Thank you.
And just to close my eyes and it was just such a joy again today.
Thank you.
Jenny, thank you so much for sharing all of this beautiful healing music with us, your talent. As we sign off here, I want to ask you, what is it about sound healing that you wish more people understood?
For Joe Public, it's a lovely experience where you can get into the body and try and switch off and relax. For people that already have a practice, you can really go into it and get a lot from it if you maintain the practice. But for people just trying it out, it's brilliant and it's really releasing, and it's really it can be a lovely thing to add to your day to day to just calm you down and get a good night's sleep and switch off.
And when you say you can really get something out of it if you go regularly, consistently, what is the depth that you talk about there? What's the possibility? Paint a picture for those that don't have a clue.
Yeah, so it's the deep cellular healing that we mentioned earlier. It's the getting to know our bodies. It's being able to come out of the mind and actually feeling and taking this opportunity to notice what is going on, but also not being afraid of going there. So the more that we go into this quiet space, or the more that we go into the body and rest our monkey mind, let's say, the better it is for us and our nervous system. And it's all in all, I would say it's just a very, very healing, transformative practice. If you practice, once a month, twice a month, it's enough. And also being able to have access to that knowledge of, I can get to my parasympathetic on my own. I know how to do that. Just need to relax and come into the body.
Yeah, we just have to remember that, in the ancient times, what our genetics still remembers, we spent so much time in quiet solitude in nature.
Yeah,
and
sure.
in peace. And we just don't have that in today's society. And so these are some of the ways in which we can access that much sooner, especially in the hustle and bustle of Dubai life. So where can we find you, Jenny? Where can we come and take a class of yours here in Dubai?
Yeah. So I teach every Wednesday and Friday night at Samadhi Wellness Center down in Jumeirah. That's a beautiful studio. It's so nice. Also has a sauna, a spa, there's an ice bath, there's a pool, it's a beautiful space. I teach there every Wednesday and Friday night. And then I also collaborate, or I should say Beyond Wellness hire me once a month usually, or twice a month, to do their floating sound healing.
Amazing.
And I usually teach that at the Ritz-Carlton or the Royal Mirage. And and then I do private events and things like that. Yeah.
And what's your Instagram for people to follow you?
Yeah, it's Come Om with me.
I love it. Come Om with Jenny.
With me.
With me. Thank you so much, Jenny. It was such a joy to have you.
Bless you. Thanks so much.
Hey there. If you like this episode and you're getting some beautiful transmissions or are feeling inspired to support this podcast in any way, the best way to do that is to give us a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on YouTube, or wherever it is that you're plugging into the Enlightened DXB podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram at EnlightenedDXB. If you want to reach out to any of the guests we have on the show, you can check out their profiles and their work at www.enlightendxb.com. And for those of you in Dubai looking for community, retreats, or additional resources, you can also sign up to our emailing list there. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode. Until then, I wish you more joy, more ease, and a little sprinkle of grace.